Today I'm going to be soldering a hedgehog and some leaves. And yeah, that's about it. So let's get to it. Um, I'm going to plug my soldering iron in right now. It's only going to take like a minute or two to heat up. And I got my 60/40 solder is what I'll be using today. I'm using gel flux, so I use the Tiger's Eye brand gel flux. That's one I like. Why I like gel is just easier to control, I feel like. So that's for me, anyways. Um, and then what else? I got my sponge that's wet to wipe off the solder. And no. I got I'm using 20 gauge tin copper wire today. And I think I already told you 60/40 solder, right? Okay. So with that said, and let me see if you can see. Okay, let me scoot this back just a little. That might be better right there or something. So right now I have contact paper on this. I'm just going to slowly pull this contact paper off. I use contact paper initially when I'm moving the pieces from the grinder, like when I'm finishing on the grinder and I'm putting them on the, like, just putting them down. I use contact paper just to keep them together so I can make sure that they're not moving around and they are fitting together super evenly. That's just the way I do it, but I know a lot of people don't even do it like that. So, and then I take that once I foiled them all, then I'll take this, the duct tape, and I'll lay it across and use that mainly as my base, only because I guess I could just use the contact paper. I don't know why. I think it's because depending on, like, this one, it has a bunch of little pieces, and the contact paper doesn't always, once the foil's on there, you would see, like, once the foil's on there on the pieces, it doesn't want to stick as sticky to the contact paper, so they kind of want to move a little bit. So I put this to make sure they're staying in one spot when I go to solder. Anyways, all right. So, and then I got a couple leaves that I wanted to do. That's really just because, I don't know. Just, I don't know. I felt like doing some leaves, and so I cut some out, and that's what I wanted. I think I wanted to do some wire work. I really think that's what it is. So, anyways, so right now my thing's set at 360, my soldering iron. And I'm going to use that to do pretty much, well, you'll see. I do the dot method kind of. I don't know. I switch between both of them, but it's really just whatever I feel like that day. Like, sometimes I'll go along with the solder and the gun and do that, or other times I'll just do the dot method and then go back and blend it all at once. Today I feel like doing the dot method, so that's what I'm going to do. I think I tend to do that a little more often. Um, but I really like the way I like the way I figured this out last time. That, oh, damn it, I lost my train of thought. Sorry. I'll think of it again. Hold on, I gotta grab my X-Acto knife because I can see like a couple spots right here where the foil's a little off, and that's gonna bug me. I don't want my solder to get sloppy. Because, if the foil's off, like if it's not even, the solder's going to go wherever the copper foil is, so it's going to then be uneven solder, and you're not going to be able to get it right. We're back to me even. Okay, I think I need to get a sharper blade on this thing. Man, I swear I just changed it, but I don't know. All right. I feel like I didn't get enough there. All right. Ooh, that was a close one. A little solder came off the iron and dropped on my pants. All right. So where are we? Oh yeah, you can see fine. Sorry if I'm a little shaky this morning. I get that way. Too much coffee. No, I don't think so. But I did have espresso this morning instead of coffee, so that could be a little bit what it is. So I'm gonna go around right now, and I'm doing all this with at 360. But after I do the outside edges, then I'm gonna turn it up to 410, and I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna smooth all the beads out. Um, and yeah, and I've noticed I've been doing that like recently. I've been doing that, just switching between those two temperatures, and I like the results I've been getting. So yeah. Let's see. Comments. Hello. Hey everybody. Sorry. I said yeah in the description. I don't know if you've seen it, but I kind of have a tendency to forget to look at the comments. But I'll try. It's just I kind of get in the zone and then I don't. I'm thinking about this, not not the comments. But sorry. And there are some spots like those like I'll get. And actually, I might want to do. No, I don't think so. I'm trying to think actually. Only because the distances are so short right here. Maybe I want to keep it at 360 for that and just 410 for this and that. Hmm. Well, yeah, I think so. And you want a nice like bubble line because that's really what your foundation is. So otherwise it's just foil covered in solder. you know. But you want it to be like mainly solder, not mainly foil. if that makes sense. Whoa. Whoa. Um And I'm not worrying about if there's too little or not enough because I'll deal with that when I go back and do the lines. Um, I'm just trying to get like the gist of it. Just get some solder on there. Can you see okay? Not really. There you go. Damn, it's hell windy today. It's like unseasonably windy. So now I'm going around and I'm kind of doing my outer sides at three. I'm still at 360. And I think the reason I do the edges before I do the beads is because, like, right here at the joints, where they meet, I personally like to do it ahead of time because this kind of provides, like, how do I say it, like a blockage for when you go and do the lines. Sometimes it'll want to run off the edge and, like, there goes all your solder that you're just trying to do. So that kind of puts a little blockage there for me so that it doesn't do that. Um, so yeah. And I'm just taking a tiny little bit of solder on the end and going along. Not too much, just a little, just like the tip of it. Just grabbing a little and then going, okay, I need more flux there. If your solder gets goopy, it's probably because you need more flux. Or another way, I'm not really sure. I think maybe it could be too much flux. I forget. But one time, like, it wasn't because I didn't have enough flux. It was something else. So I wiped it down with alcohol. If you wipe it down with rubbing alcohol and then reflux it and then just solder again, it'll start running right instead of being all like, it was like forming peaks, I want to say. So kind of like that wants to do, but that's because I didn't, it's drying out because it's so windy right now. So all right, cool. So that was all the outer edges on this side. Now I'm going to crank it up to 410, wait till it heats up, and then I'm going to go do the lines, um, or do the beads on it. Oh, excuse me. Hold on, I need some water. Oh, I guess I could do the leads, but no, I already cranked it up, so it's fine. I forgot about those. All right, so, oh, I didn't do the dots right there. Not bad. So for me, and this is just a way because I guess I'm kind of fast. I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I'm that. I don't. No, I move kind of fast, maybe. Um, as far as soldering goes, I was gonna say, I damn, what was it? Something about the speed. My short-term memory is really bad. Don't smoke weed, kids. And I kind of will run like that back on it sometimes. Okay, now I can just tell by the look of it, I needed a little more solder. It'll start to kind of get a ripple in it. And usually that's either if it gets a bubble, like a big bubble or a lump, if it's like too much solder. But if it's getting like a kind of a rippley look, that's usually because you don't have enough. I think I want a little more right here. Hold on, I gotta turn this. No, see, this needs more. But it was kind of hot, so let me give that a minute right there. Just because I want to be careful too. I don't want to crack any glass here. Because I'm working out 410, so you just want to be kind of mindful how long you're staying in one spot. And like, I'm not tripping on if it's perfect right now because I'm going to flip it over, do the other side, then I'm going to flip it back over, relook at it, make sure everything looks nice, clean up any spots. So, right now you're just trying to get pretty much all the lines covered. Excuse me. Um, and to go like joint to joint, I don't always do it very well, but I'm supposed to. But like if you go joint to joint before you let it go, then you don't have that pickup spot. Even though I'm notorious for going back and like that, I'll leave it halfway. I think it kind of depends on how fast you come up too. Like if you come up too fast, it's gonna leave a little wrinkle or like a mark in the solder, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? No, wait, let me just see. This almost looks like no. Wait, can't tell. Yeah, this needs more. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. My bad. My bad. All right. All right. Here again. And then when I go back and clean it up, I also stay at 410 because it's a lot easier to heat up this cool to solder, at, at 410 and it wants to run pretty than it is. If you try to do it at 360, it's just, I don't know. To me, it's hard, but maybe that's because I move faster. So, like that. It's all, I mean, soldering is really all temperature and timing. It's just like, you want to work with the solder. Oh, damn. Hold on, my music went off. I gotta have my music. cute. And look at the little flowers with the mushroom. I figured he's a woodland creature, so he needed some like I don't know. I've been doing a lot of pressed flowers lately because I don't know why. I guess I'm just in that mood. Wait a second. Oh, that is such a son of a gun. But I think there's a crack. Look at, I'm pretty sure it is. It's not on the other side, but it's a hairline crack right here. And see, it happens. Watch. I think you'll be able to see it. Do you see it? It's right there. Anyways, that's all right. So I'll discount it. Um, and like that, it's like, yeah, now you probably couldn't get it for like a gift. I mean, you could still, but I don't know. To me, this is more like when I mess up on ones like that, like I didn't even know how that happened. There might have been a hairline crack in it already because I really didn't feel like I was on that spot long at all. I wasn't. So like that, sometimes there's already I've had it happen with this kind of glass, the bullseye, or the fracture, but whatever. Anyways, I've had it happen with that just because of the way it's like fused. Um, I don't know, it just tends to want to crack more. I've noticed it, like, so I don't know if, yeah. Anyways, but that's all right. So is the ways of the world. Sometimes shit happens, so just gotta roll with the punches, I guess. Except for gets kind of hard when like shit starts piling on top of other shit. Like what's going on in America today? It's freaking crazy. And I don't want to think about that right now. I'm just gonna think about what I'm doing. So did I put it back down in 360? No. Okay, I should have already. But I turned it down right now. Hold on, I need more flux. And ooh, I didn't really think about it ahead of time. And he's not really. He's only like mildly transparent. So, but I did silverback copper foil because I was planning to do him silver. But now I don't know if I really want to keep him silver. I think copper might be kind of cute. So, um, and usually, I try to figure out what patina I want to do if I'm going to do a patina prior to foiling it because you want to use like whatever color. So if you're going to use black, if you want a black patina, you want to use black backed copper foil tape, not copper, not copper. Because if you use copper or silver, then through the transparent glass, you're going to be able to see that it doesn't match the solder lines. The solder lines are black, and you got silver, silver or copper colored. So I hope that makes sense. All right, that's enough flux. I'm like fluxing away. Fluxing away. All right. So now, same thing as we did on the last side. Mm, and I'm kind of bad. I shouldn't be saying this, but I'm kind of bad. I wasn't wearing my glasses. Like, don't do that because I wasn't wearing my glasses just because I don't wear glasses. And I know most people probably don't wear glasses, but it's not that. I think actually what it is I forget to clean my glasses, so then I can't really see, and I just don't want to wear them because I'm like I can't see out of them. But instead of cleaning them, I just like don't wear them. So yeah, don't do that. But when I do this side, I always put them on because this is the side that wants to sputter like spit, flux, and solder. The first side doesn't do that usually. Um, so, and I don't know why I did that right now, but I just did. So I just felt like it. See what I mean by like I'll trade off between the two. But see how slow I had to go across it? Like I don't like having to go that slow. Only sometimes when I feel like it. Again, with the when I feel like it. But that's literally the case. And that's the nice thing about art is really you can do what you want because you feel like it. And it's like, hey, why are you doing that? Because I feel like it. I'm finishing up an order today. It's these two. It's for a friend of mine. He wanted the two. You might have seen them before, but it's like the two fingers flipping. Well, it's not two. It was actually the patterns for one, but he wanted two of them. But the fingers flipping you off, like the bones, the hand, the skull hand, or whatever. I don't know. Maybe you've seen it. Maybe you haven't. Anyways, it turned out. I think it turned out pretty good. I want to wait to like. I want to put the patina on, and then I'll be able to. It's not complete yet, so that's why I'm kind of like, oh, I'm not sure yet because it's not quite like I pictured it. But I mean, I do like the way they turned out, so I am happy with it because I was actually a little nervous. Why? Because I don't know. Um, they just looked kind of weird at first. I thought, but once I got the solder on, it didn't look as weird as I thought it was. That's probably the hardest part sometimes. Is like you're trying to picture what this is gonna look like in the end, and it's like sometimes it's a little hard. Spin you instead of spin the board. Sorry about that. If you did hear it, my bad. Spam, as always. All right. So pretty good. Ooh, I got cotton mouth so bad. I'm like that water didn't do shit. I'll be right back. All right. I think I need to turn this. Okay. Right, actually, so I'm gonna turn this up right now because I'm impatient. I'm turning it up to 410 to do these dots just because it's taking too long. I think it's I'm like usually it doesn't take or usually I feel like it goes faster, but it's also colder out today. I kind of forgot about that. I only work outside, so just because of the fumes and everything, I don't know. It's just I like being outside when I work, so I got to take into account the weather. Like in the summer when it's super hot, I feel like my soldering iron heats up like no problem. I don't know if that's a thing, but sure feels like it. So see how my tips looking gold? I think I need to tin it. But I'm almost done right here, and then I will. Okay. So this is the little paste that I have. It's actually from the brand. This brand, the Hako or whatever Haku. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Anyways, it looks like this. So that's what I use to tin my tip. And I'm just gonna take it. Actually, let me turn this down. I don't know if you necessarily need to turn it down, but I do. In fact, I'll turn it down to 310 real quick. I don't know if it's necessary, like I said, but I do it. It's just something someone showed me to do, and then yeah, is turn it down. I mean, should do that bad now. So see all that corroded stuff? Yeah, I need to clean that, but I did got some of it off, and actually the tip. Okay. Anyways, so I'm just gonna take it, and I just gotta move it like this. Just go the other way. And then I'm just gonna let it like smoke for a second. And now I'm going to wipe it off on my wet sponge or something of the like. Um, I don't recommend. I don't know. I don't know. Actually, there's been people that say yes, you can use steel wool. Other no, don't use steel wool to wipe off your soldering iron. So I'm not really. Oh wait, hello. I forgot. I turned it down. Okay, so I'm cranking it back up to 410 now. And before it gets to 410, let me just do that a little bit. Okay. What I wasn't sure about is for the pattern on this, they have the jump rings literally coming off one of these things, and I don't think that's gonna be enough. Like I'm gonna do a loop one actually because I think this needs two spots. I just don't think one spot is gonna be enough. Like, and they didn't even put it on the joint. They put it like off the tip, and I thought, okay, this isn't even somebody that knows what they're doing because you can't put the jump ring off the tip like that. It's gonna rip the foil right off. But yeah, sometimes you get patterns and it's like, this pattern is makes no sense. I've been looking for a real one to get wiped up, but I'm choosing. I want to go therapy, but they tell me it's not working. They tell me it's not allowed me to the truth and make you nervous when I'm great. Trying to be if you leave it, that's for me. Hey, I should call you and let down she went to me. She left like a mom box and dropped out of me. See all the little bubbles, you know? When I'm man, it's just because all the flux that I used. I've been looking for a real one to get wiped up, and I'm choosing. Alrighty, cool. So it's all coated or soldered, whatever. What I mean is the copper foil is all coated because I'm not done yet, nearly at all. I mean, not nearly at all, but not done. Not done. Nope. Um, so now it's time to go back and clean everything up. And I do see a lot. But actually, do I want to do the sides first? Yeah, let me do the sides or yeah. So I'm going to put this back down to 360 now. Uh, and I'm going to go around and do the edges, not the sides. I'm sorry. So I'm going to go around and do all this like that. Cute. I like it. Oh, I can do the leaves though while I'm waiting. So let me do these little leaves here. So I'll go ahead and do, well, no, let me do both of them. I have to do both of them. So, and yeah, I'm not using any tape, but that's because it's just two pieces. So I'm just going to hold this with my fingers while I put a dab of solder right there. And then I'll take it off and do the rest. Let's see, right. Here's my solder. Oh. Holy shnikey, that was close. Did you guys see that? Woo! The soldering iron slipped and I almost freaking scorched my finger. That would have been different. Dummy. I keep forgetting to move my screen around so it doesn't go on sleep mode. And I don't know about you guys, but I keep a thing of baby wipes at my table because like sometimes I just have to like touch other stuff that's not solder and flux, and I don't want to have to change my gloves literally every time because that's just wasting gloves, I feel like. So I just have baby wipes handy at all times. So wait, let me get like, oh. So I'm gonna show you guys real quick what I'm doing with the leaf one. So let me grab my 20 gauge wire real quick and my tools. I just need my little clipper things, whatever they're called, I forget. So I'm gonna cut, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna cut 6 pieces of wire, and they don't have to be too long. Can you see what I'm doing here? Here. They don't have to be too long. So that's like, here, I'll do it. That's like maybe, I don't know, 3 inches. It probably doesn't even have to be that long. 2 inches is fine, I think. Like I can make it shorter than that. And I want 6 of them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. I'm gonna take these guys, whatever these are called. I don't really know. But they look like. Oh, sorry, more this way. Do you see them? Yeah, they're like these. They're like for making little loops and wires or whatever. I don't know what they're called. It's called a tool. Anyways, take your wire. You want the curved part up, and then I'm gonna take that, pinch it right in the middle, and just take my 2 fingers and go woo, and bring it down to about there. You don't want to bring it all the way to the center, but just so it's like that, you know. Okay, and then do that with each one. So you're gonna do that with 6 of them in the middle. I'm gonna scoot you back a little because I can't work like that. Wait, I'm over here. There. Okay. 2. Uh, and I'm using like, oops, I'm using like right here, not like maybe a quarter of the way up, as far as like the size to, because I want it pretty thin right here. Matter of fact, actually, I should be doing it all the way, the tiniest one, because I really want that gap there to be like nothing. I don't really want there to be a gap, but, and by a gap, I mean like this, watch. Is that 6, 2, 4, 5? Okay, this is so like that. I mean, I don't want the gap right here, so I don't want it all the way down here because it's gonna make that part wider. All right, and then I'm gonna just take it, and this is what I don't really know why, but I don't know why I flexed that. I didn't have to. Because I'm a nerd. Okay, so then I just unroll my solder and I'll stick it like right here to the side. And I'm going to put that there. Take a little dut, and put that right at the very tip. Oops. And actually, I actually didn't. Wait. No, that's good. Let me see. Okay, yeah. And then I'm going to take it and I'm just going to pull it down. Pull this side down. More. I want this one because the first one's going to be. See, that's why I kind of think I wanted that more open. But that's all right. We're going to make it work like it is. Okay. So you want to kind of pull it out a little, which I didn't do on that one, and that's okay. But you kind of want to pull it out a little because you don't want the wire too far up. You know, you really just want it to join on the joint right here, not all the way up the wire. And then it makes the wire not want to turn down when you go to pull it like this. So pull it out kind of. Hold on, I don't like the way that looks for some reason. Right there. Okay. Right there. And I really don't know why. Like I just felt like doing wire work, I think, so I decided to make some leaves. But I don't know what they're for. Nothing. They're for nothing and something all at the same time. So now I'm gonna go through and cut them, and I'm gonna cut them. Okay, so I'm gonna cut them like right here. I don't really want it. Actually, you kind of want to cut it like right on the like in the middle of here. Let me show you. Like in the middle right here. In the middle of like the layover, the fold over of the foil, you know, like how the leaf is okay, the leaf is soldered, right? So see the little like copper overfold right here where the solder is on top, you know, the top little edge part. Anyways, you want the you want to clip it like halfway in between. I know that's kind of hard to do because it's like, okay, that's like but less than a millimeter's like area that you are supposed to cut it. But the reason I say that is because if it goes too far out off the edge, when we go to make the dot to keep it on there, it's gonna wanna it's just gonna wanna look weird. I'll show you. Like I guess I could leave this one long. Here, I'll leave that one kind of long so that way you can see. So for instance, I'm gonna put the dot in there. Where's the solder? Okay. See, it's gonna form the dot way. It's gonna have that long thing sticking off the end. So you don't want that. So here. Anyways, that's what I was just showing. That's why you don't want to do that. Where am I? Oh yeah, dur. Alright. And this one's a little too long for me still. This is a simple pattern to do, like the little leaf ones. If you want to just practice, like working on your wire work, because you're using the wires a lot. Would you come off, fool? Jeez. Thank you. And you can kind of like, what helps actually is if you pull it up just a little, like grab that and pull it up just a slight bit. Not too much because you don't want it. If the more you move it up, then the area of where you're cutting it is changing because the direction. I don't know. It's hard to explain, you guys. I just hope you understand what I mean. Sorry, I'm not like maybe the best person at explaining stuff, but I try. I try. That's for sure. Okay. And the reason, and I'm only doing one side. I guess I could do both. And oh, I meant to check to see if I did do both that other time. Because like I've only done these, and they were a lot bigger, like last fall, for fall, But I couldn't remember if I did both sides. The wire, I kind of almost want to say I did. Oh, hold on. Can you see what I'm doing now? Here, we'll get closer for this one. There we go. See how nice those look? Like that little bubble on the end. So that's why another reason you don't want to you want to take a tool and hold that down that wire because you want that pressed down when you make the dot. It makes a smoother bead at the end. I've noticed. Um, don't push down too hard, because and I don't know what too hard is. All I can say is that over time you'll see what I mean. Did I flex that side? I don't remember. So let's just put a little more in case I didn't. There we go. So where's my solder? Let me put this right here. Grab a wee little bit. Ooh, I moved it. There we go. And there we have it. Actually, that one's bugging me real quick. Let me lift that up. Hold on. Yeah, that's fine. Things don't have to be perfect. But that's our little leaf guy. Yay. And then what we'll do with him, who knows? We'll figure out. So putting him off to the side to be cleaned. Oh wait, let me check. Oh, see, this is why you always gotta turn around. Even if you go back and just add on wires, you want to make sure there wasn't any little drips along the way that ran to the other side. All right. So back to the hedgehog, okay? Um, just because I kind of want to get that done with, and then You guys seen a leaf now, so you're good to go on that. Um, let me pull you back up a little. Oh, all right. So now we're gonna go do. Oh yeah. So I gotta get the right angle on this. Hold on. Okay, so now we're gonna go and get all this part along the edges, and there's really only one way to do that, which is, well, maybe there isn't. Maybe there's more than one way, but the only way I know how to do it is to stand it up on its side like this and go around. And the key to this, I feel like when you're doing the edges, is that whatever part you touch the soldering iron to, so like whatever part, this is the soldering iron, this is the tip, okay? I'm touching it here. You want this spot to be horizontal with the horizon. So like as you go, you're kind of moving it like this along with the glass to keep wherever you're touching, you want that part after you let go to stay horizontal for a minute until it cools. then move it, then move it, then move it. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. And again, once again, I take my solder and I just, this is always nice when I shake off my bits of solder. I'll like go along. And this time is the great time to just pick up those little dots and use them. So you're not wasting any solder. And otherwise, just unroll your solder and keep it like this stuck out so you can go along and keep little dabs of it as you need it. Here. I think I need to get you this way more because I tend to go closer to my body. That's too far. That's good. That's good. That's good. Maybe a little more this way. Uh, uh, uh. Okay. Okay, so, and I don't want to hold my hand right there because if that solder drips, my hand's in deep shit. And then what I'll do sometimes, or I'll try to remember to do it most of the time because it saves time. But whatever spot, oh, and I like to do this, whatever spot I'm like, okay, I don't know, I forget. I thought of something else. So when I do the tips, like this has a bunch of tips, I just take a little dot of solder and go on the top so I make sure that end gets covered. Because there have been times when it's like I get all the edges, but then that little tip has like maybe a tiny little dot of copper, so show it and I'm some of that. So I do that just to kind of make cover my bases. And it doesn't matter if you wait till it cools for that because really it's done. So it's cool. It's cooled already. Oh yeah. So that's what I was saying. I was gonna say, so what'll save time sometimes is like I'm on this position right now, right? I'm holding it like this. Well, let me find all the spots on here right now, like over here, for instance, that I can go ahead and that are horizontal with the horizon right now, as well as this side, and then that way I'm kind of like instead of moving it along, I have to I don't know how to explain it. I'm just kind of killing two birds with one stone, so it'll save you a little bit of time. And I'm sorry, because I'm moving this so much, it's going to be kind of hard to see. So, I'm trying to get the gist of it, but I know it's kind of difficult. And if you're doing what I'm doing, like playing Daredevil and like holding your thumb right below where the solder could fall, just be careful. You don't want to melt your gloves to your hand. That would suck. And it would probably hurt a lot. Huh. Okay, now it's the spike time. Yay, that's gonna take forever. No, actually, it's not. What the hell is that? Oh, I know. Not today, buddy. Sorry, there's not a lot to say right now. That's the only reason I'm not really talking a whole lot. You know, just in the zone. In the zone, man. Alright, so that was that way. Now I'm going to spin it, and I'm going to go back and do the spikes on the other side, if that makes sense. The spikes, like, the opposite side of the spike. There you go. Up to my head, I want to say goodbye. Better, better, better. Hold on, I love this song. I want to say goodbye. Better, better, better. Oh, give me some strength. I want to face what's I want to say bye. Better, better, better. I wonder how long it's been. I guess let me see. It's been an hour and 5 minutes. That's about right. I don't know how long it used to take me. I want to say it used to take me a few hours. Um, and depending what it is, it still could. It's just depending on what I'm soldering. But no, I don't. Usually it takes about an hour now. Uh, um, all right, so that's that. Now I'm gonna crank it back up to 410. Actually, oh wait, this little guy. All right, here. Oh, oh. So you see all that? Yeah, I'm fixing all that. This. Oh, give me some strength. I'm gonna wait. Okay, so I'm gonna turn this back up. Actually, yeah, it's too cold outside right now, and I'm not liking the way it's drying for me. Alright, give it a minute here. Well, not even now. It's ready. Okay. Let's see. How do I want to do this? I'm just trying to think because I kind of want to go. I think I want to go this way. So. Yeah, see that? I need more solder in here. Remember, it's all about timing and speed. So crank it up and down if you need. If you need to go down because you move slower, then crank it down. Um, but or like that. If you move faster, crank it up. Then you really are. I wouldn't go higher than 410 though, because really that's pretty hot. Um, I mean, I use 460 to like melt off solder, so that's the next step up. So I don't recommend going that hot. Um, but like 410 is legit. All right, that looks a lot better. Uh, oh man, I messed up because I got off right here. There you go. We got this. So right there we go. All right, now this one. Yeah, I'm just do a couple. Okay. And sometimes it gets hard to tell. If it's hard to tell, because sometimes I'm like, okay, that's enough. Like, I gotta stop and clean this off, and then I can go back and take a better look at it. Because, like, sometimes it gets hard for me to see with all the flux and everything on there. So, if that's the case, go ahead and do it. I know I do it sometimes. Uh, And like that, I'm probably going to before I put the chain on. I'll clean it off right now, and then I'll put the chain on. Just because I don't know. It's just easier for me to see if I have anything missing too that I need to go back and back. So all this side I didn't do yet. So let's see. This side isn't quite as bad as the other side was. What is that? Oh, I don't know what that is. Me personally, I don't mind these little lines like this usually. It's just, I mean, I don't want too many of them, but I don't mind these little lines, honestly. It's not. So, there we go. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Um, let me. Oh wait, this guy looks like he was bubbling. So I'm gonna go right here. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna clean it off before I do any more because this is a little. Ooh, those are. That was nasty. I'm really bad at like remembering to wipe off my soldering tip. So don't take tips like that from me. Okay, I'm gonna clean it off. We're gonna clean it off. And then do more. Okay, so let me move. Hold on one second. I'm gonna turn the glass off. So all I use to clean off my stuff is rubbing alcohol and Dawn dish soap. Um, hold on one second. And actually, I used to use the Quick Flux and or wait, not Quick Flux. What is it? Hold on. This stuff. I used to use that, which I still do sometimes. But uh, but but I don't know what I was saying. Um, Oh, I still use that, but it's really just when I'm going back and I like, or maybe I forgot to put something on, or I've already cleaned it and I've already polished it, and like I literally just need to fix a little area. Then I'll use that quick stuff. But other than that, I gotta grab my rubbing alcohol. So I'm using 91% rubbing alcohol or just squirting it on. Toothbrush, if you can find hard bristles, I think hard bristles work best. I can never find them. Medium bristles I have to usually settle for, which is fine. And you're probably like, where's his eye? Yeah, so for the eyes, most of the time I use glass paint. Um, I use the Vitrea. It's like V, like V is in Victor, VITREA. You can buy it on Amazon, even though I don't like supporting them. But that's really, I think it's like a French brand. So that's the only place I've been able to find it. Besides, I think they may have a website. I don't even know, really. Actually, I didn't look to see if they had a website. That was just the only place I could find it. Uh, but no, I didn't try the website if they have one. And the reason, oh yeah, see, you don't have to do both sides of this. And the reason I say that is because really you can see right through the other side. So if you do the other side, you have to make sure you line these up pretty exact. Otherwise, it's going to look kind of weird. I think that's why I don't usually, I usually only do one side. Um, but yeah, so I'm going to spin this a little bit. Now that side's pretty clean. I just want to put it. And what I'm doing is like, can you see all that, like, right? Like all that gray gunky, that's the flex stuff. And I'm just like trying to get all that crap off. It gets like rubbery. Um, and it doesn't really want to come off that well. I need new toothbrushes too. They're getting kind of old. I always go to Dollar General. I go to Dollar General because it's right around the corner from my house. But I go to Dollar General and then I'll just go down their dollar aisle and grab the toothbrushes that they have because they'll have like packs of toothbrushes for $1, like a 5-pack or something. So all right, let me grab another towel, wipe this off. Oh, oh. He's a blue hedgehog, blue and pink. Well, that was the closest color I could get to like a peachy skin colored tone. Um, oh, I like the little flower mushroom thing. Makes it more whimsical. Okay, so back over here. Let me grab my chain and then I'll show you how to put the chain on real quick. Hmm. I don't know if I want skinny chain or thick chain. Let me see. What color? Maybe a blue, I think, would be nice. Or maybe a pink. Oh, that one's kind of nice. Oh, that one's kind of nice, too. Oh, I like this one, though. Oh, yeah, that one. Nope. This one it is. Yeah. Alright, so grab your jump rings and make sure well, never mind. Actually, I need. So now I gotta figure out where the hell I want to put this. this chain, which I think I want to put it like here, maybe. No, because that's gonna hang weird. I gotta put it like over here, maybe there, and like here. Only thing I didn't do, I didn't quit. Young coffee, young coffee Eddie. I think it's finally ready. Okay, so here I gotta get you over here to where I'm working over here. Okay, so it's just a tiny little loop. So I'm gonna first figure out how long I want the chain, and then I'm gonna cut it. So I want it here. So let's see, about here. So I'll cut off that one. And this chain I have, or this beaded chain I have, this is all, it's all wired together. So like these little links on them, they don't have openings. Which is why I like it actually, because I don't have to like, I don't know, I don't have to worry about anything opening. Um, and I've tested the durability of it because I also use this chain for my bracelets that I make. Um, and I let my dog chew on my bracelet because I wanted to see how durable the chain was. And really, man, I took him a few days to finally get it, but he's a tiny dog, so he's just chewing on it. I'm sure if your Rottweiler came over and took a chunk, he'd rip it apart. So, but as far as like, because really, I'm just testing it against wind is my enemy, um, and it's fine. So, all right, what is that? Oh, that's part of it. So take your ring, take your opening. Your opening's going to be facing the opposite side of you. I take this my chain, and I hold it with my finger. Then I take the flux and I try to just get this little part. And I don't want to get the whole jump ring because that way it just helps. So that way, if solder for some reason were to like not get where you want it, then it doesn't close up the jump hole with solder. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Oh wait, I almost forgot. I gotta put it here too. So now I'm gonna take it and there we go. And I think it was right here, right? Yeah. And if that doesn't work, we don't know. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it there. Like I said, the jump rings for this one was just one. It was just hanging from one little chain. So I just don't think though. This guy's kind of heavy. I mean, he's not heavy, but he's heavier than, I don't know how to explain it. I mean, I guess I could have done one chain. I just didn't feel like I wanted to. And you know what? That's my prerogative. All right. So, oh, sorry. It doesn't want me to do that, huh? Okay, fine. Here, hold on. Okay, so let's see. Hold on, guys. There we go. Okay, we're gonna. So let's see if this worked. Yay! It did. See? So cool stuff. All right, you guys. That was it. We made a hedgehog. Hot diggity dog. Thanks so much for watching, you guys. I hope you learned a little something today, and hopefully you guys watch again later. If you want. I don't know what I'll be doing next time. I don't know when I'll be doing it, but I will be back. All right, you guys have a good day. Bye. Wait, let me just make sure there wasn't anything else. No. Wait, before I go, I want to let you know. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to polish this guy. Before I wax him, I'm going to put the eye on. I let it dry 24. You let it dry 24 hours if you're using the Betrayal paint. You let it dry 24 hours. After 20, you put it in the oven at 325 degrees and you bake it for 40 minutes. And then you're going to take it out and the paint will be on there. It'll be dishwasher and microwavable safe as far as the paint goes. Like, you don't have to worry about that. So that's why I really like that paint too. It's like on there for good. Um, is that it? Oh, and then you can go back and wax it. I just figure if you wax it beforehand, it's probably going to melt off when you go to melt the eye. So, all right, that's all. Thanks again, you guys. Bye.